So welcome to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the IQS training program. So this is one of the training we have introduced in order to share our experience. Basically, a two fellow member of RICS, myself and the Rosan, developed this training in order to help the young quantity surveyors to build your career to the professional levels.
Yes,
Okay.
let us give a very small introduction about ourselves.
My name is Munas, and the next is Roshan. We both are fellow member of RICS, and we are the RICS trained assessor and the counselor. And we both having and holding multiple chartered qualification in a various discipline.
Yes, let me ask you a question. Why do you need to learn from us? This is one of the important questions that I want to ask. I have some very good solid justification to why you need to learn from us. It is a great pleasure to be a dual practitioner. You may have heard about what is dual practitioner. So myself and Mr. Munas, over the period of 2 decades, we have been serving in this industry as a dual practitioner. It means we are focusing on the academics, at the same time, the industrial practices. So as far as the academic is concerned, we have delivered number of lectures, we have launched number of batches. We taught our thoughtful session to the diploma holders, and we have delivered the lectures for degree holders, which is associated with the UK universities. And also we serve lectures. We have delivered lectures for the master's level for the postgraduate students. So this gives us an idea. What is the gaps between the theory and the practice? So being an academic professionals, simultaneously, we also work in various organizations in the industry, starting from subcontractor, contractor, it means the main contractors. We have worked with the consultants and the client organizations. So these are the parties to the contract, isn't it? So working over a 2 decades of period of time, so we have a blended level of exposure in the field of academia and in the field of industrial practice. So we are here to share and explore whatever we learned and whatever the challenges we explore in the industry over the past 2 decades.
There are always gaps when come to the academic and the industry. So throughout our special training, we trying to fill the gap where the fresh graduate or the people are trying to learn about the quantity surveying, they can feel smooth transition the process. Therefore, we have worked in a different country, in Saudi Arabia, in Oman, in United Arab Emirates, in Qatar, and Sri Lanka. So what does mean? Every countries we have worked, basically Middle East, they have a slightly a different practice, and they are having the same contract. Every project that we have encountered, there are different procedure. So as a quantity surveyor, you also definitely going to work in a different countries and different type of client and different type of project where you are going to face a lot of challenges to adapt those differentiation. So hope our training definitely going to give you the good exposure that can accommodate these challenges.
Yes. So everybody knows that the construction is a very vast industry in the world, isn't it? So mainly we can categorize the construction into 2 different segments. One is the infrastructure, another one is the building. Okay, we both have a blended experience from these 2 sectors called infrastructure and the building. That's a good thing because we are not isolated to building, we are not isolated to infrastructure. So throughout our experiences, I can simply pinpoint to you some of the iconic projects. For example, as far as the infrastructure project is concerned, we have worked in metro project in Qatar. So hope many of you might heard about that. This includes 37 metro stations and several road projects and bridges. It come across bridges, underpasses, culverts, and also We have engaged in canal development project. That's one of the significant projects in currently we are working on in KSA as well. And other than that, many of you in your day-to-day lifetime, you may be visited to Dubai airport or Qatar airport. We got the golden opportunity to work in the airport projects in Dubai, as well as the Doha International Airport in Qatar. And also some other mixed use development. This is another hot topic in these days, especially in KSA. The KSA government is launching mixed use development project. It's a mix of everything. And when it comes to another project, we have worked one of the iconic projects in the world, the Global Sports Tower project, which is one of the tallest sports tower in the world, which is going to be located in KSA. So these are the iconic. And when it comes to buildings, you know what is buildings, right? So yes, we have worked with several categories, starting from villas, luxury compounds, and high-rise buildings. And also we got an opportunity to work in Pearl Qatar Island, which is a significant, massive project in Qatar, developing an island, military training camps, and also Presidential Palace project, which is in UAE, which is one of the prestigious projects in the world. So these are the blended experiences that we have, experienced in our lifetime. So we are here to share a number of exposures, challenges, difficulties, what we underwent. So we are here to share our experiences with you.
As we know, the academic nowadays not properly addressing the industry oriented result or expectation, that leading to a lot of trouble when any candidate coming to the industry, they are really feeling a lot of challenges because of this gap. So whatever the achievement so far we have accomplished using our experience and the qualification for the last 2 decades. So we have delivered a lot of things to the quantity surveying profession, and basically we have built thousands of quantity surveyor in certificate level, diploma level, master level, degree level, and also we have helped hundred of MRICs to become a chartered under the quantity surveying and the project management pathway. On top of that, we have transferred so many quantity surveyors to a different career level. So we have uplifted so many quantity surveyors to the next level of their career, which they have achieved a lifetime professional growth. Still, we want to help the young quantity surveyor who are coming from the university, who are struggling to go for a professional growth, who are academically not competent to face the real challenges that we are heading to the quantity surveying and the construction industry. And also, there are so many quantity surveyors are obstacle to uplift their career to the next level. Our training definitely going to be very helpful for you to bring you to the next level. Okay, so now let's come to talk about the role of the quantity surveyor. There are different type of client. So let us see what are the type of the quantity surveyors available. Now we should understand the parties in the contract. So the project can be done in a 2 phases. One is the pre-contract and the post-contract. So dividing point of the pre-contract and the post-contract is the contract award. So initially, the contractor will be there, consultant will be there, and also employee there. So if you are working for the contractor, you are calling as a contractor QS, whereas for engineer, you are a consultant QS. And if you are working for a client, sometimes you call as a independent QS. Same number of quantity surveying function available in the post contract. So the question is, do you have exposure to all the parties involved or all the type of quantity surveyors function available in the pre-contract and the post-contract? Sometimes no, because sometimes you might work for the contractor QS, you never had a consultant experience. Or sometimes you work in a pre-contract, you never had a post-contract experience, or vice versa. So therefore, if you want to go for a better career and professional growth, you can't say, I am not aware about certain area. So you have to know every aspect of the quantity surveying. So therefore, our trainings are focusing on all the parties throughout the process in order to build someone from the scratch.
When it comes to QS4QS trainings, I'll quickly brief you what are the training modules that we as QS4QS is providing. So mainly we as a fellow members of RICS, we wanted to share the knowledge and experience to the younger generation. That's what our main intention is. So for example, this integrated quantity surveying is highly recommended for the students, those who completed their diplomas, those who completed their high national diplomas, or they just recently completed their undergraduate degree, or they may be very fresh. They're just entering to the industry. Okay, they just enter to the industry and they are just started to learning, experiences from the industry. And also it is also suitable. Some of the professionals are working in the industry, they may feel to switching their careers to quantity surveying path. They may be in a different disciplines of industrial exposure. Some particular period, they will realize the importance of quantity surveying, and many of them these days they're switching their industry to innovate to quantity surveying practices, right? That is also possible for them. So this is where the IQS training is designed for, and this is ideally suitable for these sets of candidates. On top of that, we also provide n number of training sessions. We have advanced quantity surveying and construction management. We have another training called claims expert, which is a very much demanded field. And we have contracts review. We have MEP quantity surveying. At the same time, we also are one of the popular trainers for RICS in the worldwide. So these are the overall segments of our training courses. So hope that it's very clear to you where the IQS. This is for a very initial level. So many of you, those who are interested to sharpen their knowledge and exposure to the industry, yes, I can firmly recommend this IQS training is the most suitable training for you. And I'll explain you a little further. We have a very detailed training plan. So I'll quickly brief you what are the modules that we are going to train you. The very first thing is, you may be not expecting this, professional English for construction professional. So you may be thinking about it, why there's a professional English is required. So we will come in a later slides and explain to you why it's that. Another one is quantity surveying mathematics with surveying fundamentals. That is also one of the significant part which plays a vital role in our field. Another one, it's quite interesting, Microsoft Office for construction professionals. You may think, why? Yes, many of you may heard about that. So we have designed this. Actually, we crafted this module, what are actually needed for a fresher to enter to the industry, what things he wants to sharp up the knowledge. So under this Microsoft Office, we will give you a good practice on all the main tools. Another one is a practical tendering process. So we don't say it's a tendering process. You can highlight the word, it's a practical tendering process. So from A to Z, we are going to demonstrate to you, we are going to give a practical exposure to you. You are going to work along with us, okay? It's not a theory, it's a practice. So how the tendering mechanism will be from the start until the award of the contract. This is, we can say the next module is kind of a blend of this module. Measurement and construction technology. It's based on civil-oriented quantity surveying, POMI, Principles of Measurement International, called POMI. So we are going to teach you the 2Ds as well as the 3Ds. It covers two things. One is the construction technology, at the same time, the measurement techniques, following a standard book we call POMI. In the Middle East, we are using Principles of Measurement International. Once you covered this, we also moving to another vast area called construction variation. That's another very vast area, and we will be studying what is variation, how to do the variation, how to manage the variations, and then it will be followed by MEP quantity surveying. So we have divided into two major categories. One is the civil, another one is the MEP. So again, you will study the MEP technology with the MEP measurements following the Principle of Measurement International Standard. So you're studying this three things here. One is a construction technology, another one is a measurement things, and the third one you're studying the standards. Okay, again, we are utilizing 2Ds and the 3D models. Another module, finally, you will be getting a construction payment mechanism. So in construction payment start from when the post contract starts until the handing over, you will be dealing with the payment procedure. So it's a fully fledged explanation will be there on the construction payment following the standard practices in the industry. Also, you have a very good news. You also will be learning about the PlanSwift software, which is a more computer-aided software where you will learn how you can do the takeoff based following the PlanSwift software. So all these modules, myself and Mr. Monas, we as fellow chartered members, we both crafted these modules, so how this will help the trainers, how we can help the people, those who are entering to the IQS program. I can understand, I can tell you by looking at all these topics, then you can smell the feeling how deeper this training course is going to be, right? So this is what our main intention.
We will explain one by one in deep manner to understand why we have considered this training segment into the IQS. Now, why a quantity surveyor as you are need to learn English, because this is a language. So let's say you are going to learn some training, how to listen, how to read, how to understand, how to speak, and how to write. Why we need? The important is it is an international language. You are going to come to the Gulf region, so you are going to work in this medium, and you must know some quantity surveyor coming to the industry. They don't know this basic, and they feel a lot of struggle when come to a real practice. Say they need to read the contract document. So without understanding the English, how you are going to read it and understand it? You are going to read the BOQ. You are going to read the specification. You are going to receive a lot of contractual letters. You are going to draft the letter. You are going to receive so many emails, so many notifications from the engineers or employer or your stakeholders. So therefore, we have started this training from the English, because these are key to open the door of the knowledge. And without understanding the language, we can't able to understand anything. So therefore, the English will be the first training session to start the IQS.
Microsoft Office for construction professionals. You know what are the Microsoft Office packages are available, right? So I will demonstrate to you what are the Microsoft Office packages we are going to explain to you in this IQS module. Let's have a look. Excel, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and Microsoft PowerPoint. These are the main three elements that we have chosen to taught you, because it's plenty of things are there, but the main key packages that you need to understand. You may think, why should I learn about these things? Major problem is in my company and in the company where Monas works. So we have experienced several disciplines. Some of the people are coming and working. Unfortunately, they don't have the sufficient knowledge in the softwares. They don't know how to manage the Excel. They don't know how to write the report using the Word. They don't know how to do the presentation to the clients using a PowerPoint. So these are the lacking points for them. So when it comes to an Excel is concerned, we will be, it's not just a normal Excel, okay? So we will give you A to Z Excel tour. It's an Excel tour, right? We will explain to you, it's a tour, and it's a navigation of all the tabs which is in Excel. And also we will explain to you about the managing the workbooks, data entries, page setups, sales management, condition formatting, formulas, and function. That is another very important part for quantity surveys, formulas and functioning. You don't need to waste the time, because there are several formulas and there are several functions where it will expedite your work's efficiency. And also lookup formulas. You will also learn about the pivot table, not the basic pivots. We will be lecturing, teaching, training you the advanced pivot tables, and also the dashboards. Have you heard about the dashboards? And also S-curves, how you can populate the S-curves using Excel. Everything, it's not a normal one, whatever related to quantity surveying practices, okay? So we have chosen that topics. What is related to QS? only that thing we will sharp your knowledge. And moving on to Word, again, means you may be getting a familiarity of the words, but however, professionally, if you are working at the higher levels, if you're even at the ordinary levels or intermediate levels, you need to do lots of works in the Word. So we will explain to you a complete explanations of all the tabs and the functions of the Word, and how to create the templates. That's another important one. How to do the formattings. There are so many things like tables, section breaks, images, shapes, smart art, pro tools, referencing, and reviewing tool. Those are very important. Also for the PowerPoint, you may think, why should I need a PowerPoint as a beginner? That's normally for the managerial people. No, even though if you're a beginner, if you're working for a contractor, sometimes you need to go and do a presentation, or you have to prepare a presentation and give it to your manager to do that. So you need to know full explanation how to do a colorful presentation. Don't write paragraphs and paragraphs, so it should be a colorful and a meaningful presentations. So you have to create an attractive presentation. So we will explain you the techniques, slides, layouts, designs, animations, slide transitions, how to convert the using Excel data into immediately transition into the PowerPoint, and slide master templates. So these are the things we have decided, we have already analyzed to input in this particular training. So hope this will polish up or sharp up your knowledge on these softwares. Quantity surveying mathematics. Some of you may not, mathematics may not, sometimes you may feel that mathematics is a very boring subject for someone. For someone, mathematics is a very interesting module. People like me, if you ask me, the mathematics is my very favorite module. But nothing to worry about. What we are going to learn from mathematics? What is the relationship with mathematics and quantity surveying? Yes, it is a big relationship is there. So you need to understand how the geometry functions. We are not going to teach you your advanced level geometry, advanced level trigonometries, okay? So here we have crafted this module which is aligning to our practices, how the geometry functions. For example, I would say how you will calculate the areas, how do you calculate the perimeters for a normal shapes and uneven shapes, yeah? And also how would you calculate the volumes for geometrical properties or irregular shapes. So applications in earthworks, that's a very important point. This is an earthwork related measures and concrete works and any other building elements. Trigonometry, again, that's quite an interesting area. So where we have sine, cos, and tan functions, yeah. So it is mainly associated with the angles. So whenever you are going to deal with any angular measurements, these things are very, very important. And furthermore, we can say applied mathematics. So for example, if you are into the preparations of cost forecast, or you are doing some cost estimations, you are doing some cash flow management activities. So everywhere, the accuracy, how accurately you are handling the numbers, that's very important. So numbers, don't think it's a simple matter. A 1 0 will make everything, makes a big difference, right? So you have to be a very accurate, your workmanship should be more, we are expecting a high accuracy. So mathematics is the backbone for quantity surveying. So it supports everywhere. For example, supporting your measurements, supporting the cost controls, estimations, financial analysis, and everything. So hope that you understand. We are not going to learn the things about advanced level. It's about what is needed for quantity surveying practices. You can see some of the images here, right? So these are the structures. So how you will quantify them? If it comes to a road, how these things has to be quantified? Everything has to be quantified. So that is the reason why we have this module. So you will learn all the aspects of this.
About the PlanSwift, there are so many software available in the industry, and at least you need to familiar with the one software called PlanSwift. But basically in our IQS training, we will build the strong knowledge to do the measurement without any measurement software. Because you are not sure whether you are going to any companies or any employer what type of software they are going to use, because there are plenty of software available in the construction industry for the measurement purpose. But in this training, we have added the PlanSwift because it is a simple software for a beginner or learner to adapt, and it is, once you become familiar, easy for you to work. But however, be mindful, there are n number of software available in the industry, and in this training, we are focusing on the physical measurement and manual measurement, where you can build your real strong knowledge. So both are very important. You have to know how to do manually, and you also know how to do through using the software.
Surveying fundamentals. So you may think that why is surveying fundamentals? We are quantity surveyors. Why you are going to teach us or train us the land surveying? I will explain to you. We have three major contents of surveying. One is the types of surveying and the surveying instruments. Okay, so you will understand, you will study what are the types of surveying and also what are the surveying instruments to be used and surveying methods, how to record the data, what are the topographical mappings and modern surveying techniques. Okay, so these are very important to understand why a surveying knowledge is required. For example, I would say we need to understand the drawings, right? In the drawings, there are levels indicated and also the site conditions are indicated. So you need to understand these things. It means this is a kind of a basic knowledge to read the drawings. We used to say in our tech terminology, read the drawings. So while you read the drawings, these levels are very, very important. And also, as far as the quantity survey is concerned, in order to take the accurate quantities, okay, so surveying provides the exact dimensions, levels, boundaries of the sites. So quantity surveys is highly relies on these data, okay. And furthermore, it also impacts the cost estimation and its feasibility. Depends on the site topography, ground levels, sloping conditions, boundary conditions. So if you are into the road project, for example, I would say it is associated with several earthworks. You have a cutting level, you should have a filling levels. If you are into the pipeline project, for example, so how far the depth is moving compared to the formation levels. So those sort of things, even if it's a bridge construction. So everywhere you need to have a proper understanding about the surveying knowledge. So once you are clear about this, you are not going to do survey, okay? You are not going to do surveying, you are not going to do take the equipments, and you are not going to do the surveying. But however, you need to understand and read and understand the drawings following the surveying codes. Yeah, so that will improve your measurement accuracy, improve your estimation accuracy, and also enhance the coordination with an engineers. So whenever you are going for any payment methods or any variation related issues, you have to discuss with several stakeholders. Maybe you are an engineer, you have to talk with the consultants and the contractors, and you need to understand and argue based on the level differences and the informations provided on the drawing. And also furthermore, you need to understand the modern technology. For example, the ability to interpret the GPS and the total station data supports the modern cost management and the BIM integration. Understand? So those informations are highly important. We need to be an updated professionals. So at that particular point, you should understand the fundamentals of surveying to our quantity surveying practice. Keep that in mind. You are not going to do the surveying by yourself, but you need to understand and extract the information from the drawings to perform your task.
Surveying is, yeah, it's going to fix the building on the earth. So without knowing that theory, you can't do a proper quantity surveying. Measurement and the construction technology are well connected. Now, if you want to do the measurement, you should have the certain knowledge. So first of all, let us understand why quantity surveyor need to do the measurement. It is a very fundamental job of the quantity surveyor. You have to do the taking of. Now, let's say you are a quantity surveyor. Your word itself, the name itself, the professionally, you are saying quantity. So you are going to, measure the quantity. So if you don't know how to do the taking off, you don't know how to do the quantity surveying, then you don't call yourself as a quantity surveyor. So therefore, this is a core area of the IQS training, where we have spent almost 1 year to develop a certain training material that can develop anyone knowledge to a professional level. So when come to the quantity surveying, why quantity surveyor need to do the measurement? We have to do the measurement in the pre-contract as well as in the post-contract. Right. In the pre-contract, why do you do? Because if you don't want to do any estimation, definitely you have to do the estimation technique. So there you are going to take the measurement. Now let's say you are going to do the tendering. Let's say you are going to float the tender, then definitely you have to prepare the BOQ. So if you are working for a consultant, definitely you must know how to prepare the BOQ. So therefore you have to do the measurement. Okay, then when come to the post contract, either you are a consultant QS or contractor QS, you also do taking off, because let's say you are going to order the materials. So without knowing the quantities, how you are going to order the materials, or you are going to go for some subcontract packages. So without knowing the scope of work, how you can prepare the BOQ and award the subcontract. So there will be challenges. And also, if you want to do any variation, again, how much quantity was varied? You have to measure the variation. Okay. Then, if you want to prepare the payments, or if you want to certify the payment, preparing the payment by the contractor QS, certifying the payment by the consultant QS. For both work, you should measure the work done. So how you are going to measure the work done without knowing measurement? Right. And also, if you are going to pay as a main contractor to your subcontractor, how do you are going to certify or measure the work done without knowing the measurement? And also, you are going to do the cost control. So without measurement, you can't do. So therefore, the quantity surveyor, you are connected and you have to know how to do the measurement. Therefore, without understanding the measurement, it's going to be difficult. In order to do the measurement, what you should know? You should aware about the standard method of measurement. Now you can't do the measurement in a way you like. There are protocol to do. So there are so many standard method of measurement available, like SMM7 and upgraded by the NRM2, or you can say the new version of the SMM7 is NRM2. Then we have the SSM3. We have the latest version of the SSM3 is SSM4. And in Gulf, we are using the POMI. These all are the standard method of measurement. So why you have to learn the standard method of measurement? Why quantity surveyor standard, need to talk about the standard method of measurement. Let's say you are going to any companies, they are maybe using this different standard. You must know. Let's say you don't know what is a standard method of measurement first, or you don't know how to use that in real life, it's going to be a problem. So it is a basic language for the quantity surveyor. Everyone will follow the same protocol. Okay, so this will be avoid so many mistakes, and it will be helpful to do the proper contract. So in this training, we have included mainly a POMI based measurement. However, we will be learning other standard method of measurement also to understand and have the great knowledge on this. Okay, so to do the accurate measurement, you should understand first standard method of measurement. Second, right, you should understand the drawing. Now let's say you know what is a standard method of measurement, you know how to use it. But if you don't understand the drawing, what to measure, right? If you don't understand the standard method of measurement, how to measure, you are not going to be complete this task. So therefore, you should understand the drawing. Now, what is a drawing? First of all, it is an engineering tool. This is how the building designs are communicated among the other professionals. So if you don't understand the 2D drawing, you can't imagine. So understand the drawing is very important for the quantity surveyor. But in order to understand the drawing, you have to understand the technology. Let's say you don't know what is a foundation. Can you able to read the foundation drawing? You don't know what is a structure. You don't know what is a reinforcement arrangement. How do you measure the reinforcement calculation? Similarly, without knowing the construction technology, do you think you might able to do the proper measurement? No. So therefore, what we have decided, assuming that there are so many quantity surveys are coming from the universities or colleges or tech, or somebody wanted to switch your career to the quantity surveying from the different discipline, first you have to learn the construction technology. So therefore, we have included the construction technology in this program. Based on the construction technology only, you can do the measurement by understanding the drawing. So you should understand the construction technology is one of the very, very vast area to cover. And construction technology keeps evolving. And think about the speed of the construction now. Compared to traditional methods, the speed of the construction is increased. It's talk about efficiency, safety, and also sustainability. The very latest news everyone knows, every construction sector nowadays talk about the BIM. BIM is the future for the construction. Okay, so you should have the idea about the BIM. This reduce so much construction cost because by eliminating unnecessary design issues or design mismatchings between the utilities. Okay. Then intelligent building. Have you heard about the intelligent building? Yes. There are intelligent building. We can say smart building. In having so many mixers, sensor, in artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. So collaboratively, it's work where it save the energy, it save the operational cost, it increase the occupant comfortable. Also, it is safety. So if anything happening in the building, right, it will give the signal to the occupants to escape from the building. At the same time, it will activate the firefighting system. Likewise, there are so many safety protocol, and also it manage the building performance. Time to time, it give the alert for you to do the maintenance timely. So therefore, intelligent building is a new concept. Another technology impact is now robots. Believe or not, there are so many in this industry revolution happening. So robots are now in the construction industry, right? They are doing so many tasks. They are doing the bricklaying, they are doing the concrete pouring, they are doing the excavation, work by themselves because of the safety. So it is increase the safety, improve the efficiency, and also high precision compared to the human being, and they will work 24/7. They are not going to be get tired. Okay, another thing, drones. Drones are everywhere in the construction nowadays. So it can, it can enhance the safety. They can go and do the footages. They can do the surveying also. They can do the collection of the data, right? Which is, saving a lot of money, and also is sustainable practice. Then we have autonomous vehicles. See, there's no driver inside the vehicle. Have you look at this? There's no driver here. See, that automatically can do what it can be done. So you do the excavation, right? You do the leveling, right? So it reduce the operational cost, increase the efficiency, safety. Say sometimes there are some places where it is very not safe to put the human being, right? There may be a collapse or landsliding can occur. So therefore, the autonomous vehicles are very important for the construction. Prefabrications are everywhere. You don't want to do everything like in situ concrete. You can do the 3D painting, right? So you can do the 3D printing. You can do the construction very faster than the ordinary one. Yes, through the modular construction or prefabrication, you can do the high-rise building in a shorter period, which is faster and efficient. As well as there are so many other latest technology impact. Okay, there are AR, VR. Okay, there are smart materials. You might not know what is a smart material, such as self-healing concrete available. And also we have Internet of Things. Okay, what it do? It connected to the networks, right? So more reliable, faster. You can exchange the data. Real-time monitoring can be done, right? So it's good for efficiency and the safety and the quality. We have the wearables because construction workers are need to be protected. So they are using these devices to safeguard their health. And there are green materials. Now, introduction of the sustainable practice are now very, inevitable. Many construction companies are, they are obtaining the green construction practice. There are so many rating system available. So you must know what is a green practice, and also more to learn, because every day the construction industry is evolving, and it's very hard for you to get information about all the new finding or technology that happening to the market. But what we are trying to do, at least giving you up to now whatever available in the construction market or industry, to learn and practice that really needed for you to break your career. Okay, so therefore we have divided the measurement training into the two parts. One is the civil measurement, where you are going to learn about the civil related measurement. Right, under the civil you are going to learn definitely from the POMI. We are going to review how to do the POMI measurement. Then you are going to start from the preliminaries, then until the finishes. So this is under the civil. Now when come to the MEP QS, it is a specialized area. Without having a proper technology idea or understanding, you cannot do the MEP measurement. So therefore, in our training, we have included the rainwater installation, drainage, plumbing, HVAC system, electrical works, right, including the fire alarm, firefighting, lightning protection, conveying system, SMA TV, audio visual, you can say it's public addressable system, CCTV, access control, and building management system, nurse call system. So there are so many things to be learned. You will be learning from the scratch everything. Now the question, I know many of you may be inexperienced. How we are going to learn if you don't know anything about the technology? That is the reason I told you we have crafted this training in a different way. So how we are going to do? All right, we are going to use the 3D models to train you. And also we are going to guide you each and every individual measurement item that cover the MEP measurement and the civil. So definitely our objective is to fill the gap that you have it right now. Okay, and also the measurement practice, we are going to focus on the Gulf oriented, because many of you are aiming to come for a Gulf market, but you should know how to practice here. So therefore our practice are based on the Gulf. And also I will guide you, definitely Rosanna and myself going to guide you how to do the fast track measurement and techniques without any software, because definitely we are going to learn the software also, but you should know a good knowledge and proper learning to do without any software. And also we are going to do a comparison between all the standard method of measurement. So definitely in the end of the program, you are going to see a master file where you can see a BOQ that have nothing to do. You can immediately use in order to build your BOQ. Okay. So are you all interested to see how we are going to do our training in real? A small demo version. So this is a 3D model of a proposed site. So initially you can see we are going to enter the site like, we are going to do the demolition, and how the site going to be end, right? This is a completed construction. So you will see the progressively how the site was developed. I don't think it's an easy training that we have developed. I have spent around 1 year to develop this full training. Why? Because we want to share our experience, because there are so many people don't have the chance to go and learn a real construction site. So we will use this 3D model too. Basically, you need to know you have to enter the site. So you should know what are the things are available in the site. For example, you must be able to identify the preliminary item. Maybe some of you don't know what is a preliminary. Okay, don't worry, we will learn that in the training session properly. So you should identify what are the preliminary items, right? Then if you enter the site, okay, you will be learning so many things. You will see the model side of the site, right? Everything you have to learn properly in order to understand the construction and price them correctly. So throughout the training, everything will be shown through the 3D models, and we will end up with solving a finishes level. Let's say these are finished works. Now, end of the training, this is a work you are done. So let's say how it's going to be. We can go inside the site, right? We can go inside the site and see how the site look like. So you can see the car parking like a real virtual experience. You are going to have it, right? Everything as a QS. Do we need to price it? Yes, we need to price. So without having the good idea about all the element, how you are going to price. So it cover a complete building project, right? So you understand this training doesn't happen over the night. It takes some time for us to develop and some time definitely for us to build, but you will feel the worthy. Okay. When come to the, you can say when come to the MEP, as I told you must have the technological idea in order to do the measurement. Let's say you can't do the measurement of the plumbing without having the idea about how the pipes and fittings are works. So we will go in depth in order to understand all these technical matter. Okay. Not only that, we have a BOQ we have developed based on the different 5 standard. This is a very important task for you to understand. Every standard are having the different way of measuring. Right, we will be provided this material definitely during the training, right? So you should have a proper idea to use all the standard method of measurement. This particular training not only for the industry purpose, also to make you more stronger in your professional growth. So if you are going through with this training, okay, there's a RICS competency called construction technology and the quantification costing, which is a very tough subject. Easily you can manage to pass that subject. Another thing is, right, this is your fundamental job to do. So therefore, as I told you, this training something not easily available in outside because nobody can do this one. As myself and the Rosan said, we want to share our experience, but it doesn't happen over the night. And this is a training we have developed with the lots of effort to build someone from the scratch to intermediate level. So they can understand. Even some senior quantity surveyor also come and learn. Why? Because some area they are still not aware about it. Sometimes some people are practicing the MEP, they don't know what is the civil. Vice versa. Sometimes some people practicing in the civil, they don't know what is MEP. So you should not have any gray area. So at least it is opening the good opportunity for you to improve your career.
The one I'm going to explain, the practical tendering process is in, okay, I'm going to explain to you practical. This is not tendering process. This is a practical tendering process. Let's have a deep dive into what exactly we want to train you. So, if you prepare the BOQ and you take off the measurements and everything for the civil works and MEP works, and you produce a BOQ, the question is, why you produce a BOQ? What is the purpose of the BOQ? That you will learn. And thereafter, who is going to build the construction? There are so many contractors in the industry, thousands of people. So which firm you are going to award the project? Once the project is awarded, how you are going to maintain? That's another part. So in this scenario, to find a proper mechanism, we call tendering process. We call this as a tendering process. So first of all, you are not going to invite everybody, right? There are several types of tendering. There may be open tendering, selective tendering, nominated tendering, serial tendering. We will explain to you in detail. Right. For example, we can say, for the training purpose, I have decided to train you for a selective tendering mechanism. So that's easy for everyone to understand. Okay. So selective. So how to choose the people? Right. So first thing, we have a shortlisted bidders are invited to submit your pre-qualification, right? So immediately we will ask some companies to send their pre-qualification documents. Let's say their company profile, their general experiences, their specific experience, because if I want to construct a building, I need a guy with a building experience, right? So if I want to construct a road project, I need a contractor who has a road experience, right? Those things are called specific experiences. And what about their works in hand? What about their completed projects? What about the audited finance reports? So I will evaluate everything, right? Then these are the things called pre-qualifications. Once I'm happy with certain people, let's say I have received 10 number of people, contractors, pre-qualification. From the 10, I have shortlisted 8, okay? Then we call this is analysis. This process is called, we are analyzing the pre-qualification. Once it is analyzed, okay, I need to prepare a tender document. So we will train you what is tender document. That's important question. Tender document is with 4 major volumes. Okay, I'm not going to explain it, then it will be a lecture for tendering mechanism. I'm just briefing you. So it's a big volume. It is one of the volume is including bills of quantities. There are 4 major volumes, from where one of the volume contains a bill of quantities. So we prepare a bill of quantities as consultants. Then you have to price that bill of quantity, we call pre-tender estimate, and give it to the client. Mr. Client, this is the amount your building is going to be cost. This is the forecasting amount. Okay, then the client will say what? Okay, this amount seems good within my budget. Okay, go ahead with the tendering. Okay, we need to find a good builder, right? We need to find a good builder. So what we will do is we have to prepare the tender document and issue it float. We call this tender floating. So we are issuing to the tenderers to price it. All the shortlisted contractors will receive the tender document. Okay. Once they receive, what will happen? For example, we are giving the BOQs, for example. Once you receive the BOQ, what they have to do, they have to cross-check the quantities, they have to check the specifications, they have to read the BOQ, they have to check the drawings, everything they have to go through, and they will verify because they are going to price it. So at the time, once they receive the tender documents, they will come across some questions. No? For example, the drawing is not clear, or the dimensions are duplicating, or either discrepancies in the dimensions, or something is missing in the document. There are thousands of questions will come in your head as a contractor. So how they can ask the question? We call tender queries, we call tender queries. So they will send the tender queries. In our training, you will prepare the tender queries by yourself. Okay, this is the beauty of this session. So we will give you 4 or 5 bidders tender documents. So we will first opportunities we will give you to price the tender document. Okay, then you will ask questions. These questions we call tender queries. So how you will fill the pricing, then you will submit the tender. Okay, next stage is you will submit the tender. After getting the answers for the tender queries, everything is fine. Then you will provide the prices, fill the prices and submit it, because all your questions are answered by the consultant. Okay, then you submit the tender. Now in this exercise, in this training, we will give you the submitted tender to you. Okay, right, there are 4 bidders submitted. Okay, assume you are a consultant. Now as a contractor, they priced it. First of all, as a consultant, you produce the tender document. Then as a contractor, he priced the tender document and submit the tender document. Then it coming back again to the consultant. Why? Once it is submitted, you need to do an evaluation. Among top 5 contractors, who is the best one? It is your responsibility. So in this training, we will train you. If you receive the tender document, again, we will how you will evaluate. So now you may have question. No? Earlier tenderers had the question like tender queries. Now, as a consultant, while reviewing, like an examination paper correction, so you may have questions. Why this is not priced? Why there is a mistake? Why this price is very high? Why there is abnormal rates? There are so many thousands of problems we will explain to you. So those things you have to deal with the term called post-tender clarifications. Understand now? We call post-tender clarification. So you will ask post-tender clarification. You will raise the questions and send it to the contractors. We call this as post-tender clarification. In our training, we will let you to prepare a post-tender clarification by yourself. Everything you have to prepare. Then contractor will submit the response. And finally, we have to consolidate everything. Then you have to prepare another important document called tender evaluation. So you have to compile all the informations, what is from contractor A, what is from B, what is from C, what is from contractor D, and what is from contractor E. So I have done an analysis among the 5 contractors. This is our pre-tender estimate. This is contractor A's estimate, submitted price, contractor B, C, D, E. So after the post-tender clarification, what has happened? You have to narrate the story and finally your recommendation. Okay, you have to write the recommendation based on the analysis. We as tender evaluation committee, we are recommending to award the project to, let's say, contractor B, following the recommendation points. So it is not a one A4 sheet report. It is a big report. So you need to understand, you will be exploring your Excel knowledge, MS Word knowledge, and the technical knowledge. Understand now? So this is the standard reporting. So I will be explaining to you, myself and Mr. Munas. At the same time, you have to work with us parallelly to complete the report. And finally, what will happen, guys? If the tender evaluation report is over, then let's say I'm going to award the contract. So we will be having a tender negotiation meetings. So we may call contractor A and B or contractor B only to have a further negotiation. So we will train you how the negotiations will take place. It's very important. Once the tender negotiation is over, then the contract will be awarded to Mr. Contractor B. So you will get an absolute picture how the tender document will be prepared, how the PTE will be prepared, how the contractors will price, and how the consultants will evaluate, how they will prepare the report, and finally how we can conduct the tender negotiation. So we will give you an idea how the negotiation will take place, and finally how the contract will be awarded. This is zero theory, okay? This is 100% practical. So you will be evolving in all the steps which I am showing. So hope this will give you an absolute idea about the complete tendering process. Because in my experiences, many of the candidates are coming for an interview. They have only one area of experience. They know only takeoff measurements. They don't know about tendering. They don't know about pricing. They never heard about tender evaluation process. They don't know about tender evaluation reports even. So it's a big area. So we will be experiencing a good experience on how practically we can deal with this module, the complete procedure.
As we said, we are trying to share our 20 years experience professionally and academically, what we have gained and what we are today as a fellow member of RICS. So many candidates will realize once you are started the training, somehow 5 to 10 years training, experience are added in your career without going to any works. Let's talk about the construction variation process. Any project started in the construction, don't think it will be as we have planned originally. There are so many uncertainties. There are so many changes will come. So you should know as a quantity surveyor how to manage the changes that happening in your project. So understanding the change control management is very important. So if you are an inexperienced QS, you don't know how the change control process will work. The change control process have a systematic process. There should be an instruction, there should be a work to be done, and there should be a payment to be done. But the variation process looks simple, but in theory only. In realistic, no. There will be a lots of troubles, a lot of arguments, a lot of contractual issues there. So you have to prepare yourself for better variation management. Right. So what will you do if the engineer does not instruct the variation? Do you know how to manage it? Contractually. Or What will you do if the contractor, you are instructing the variation, but contractor don't want to do the variation? You are a consultant. He's contractor not obeying your instruction. Or what will you do if the employer not paid for the work done as a variation? Don't think it's going to be an easy task to manage in realistic. Many quality surveyors don't know how to do that, and you should learn properly, practically how to do. So in this training, we will talk about so many things specifically, right? You should have the understanding how a contractor will miss the variation notice, because you have to give the notice. You don't know what is the contractual scope of work. So if you don't have the idea what is your original contract scope of work, then you don't know what is the additional one, or you are not contractually good enough to understand the variation, or sometime you thinking the verbal information given is considered as a variation. No, or you don't have the proper coordination between your team members, right? Or you don't want to prepare this one because you are fearing to the employer or engineer, or you don't have the proper documentation system, or you think the impact of the variation not that much. Okay, let's ignore the everything, right? Will have the impact. Definitely it's going to be a problem. So in our training, what we have taken a very serious step to build the young quantity survey. You should understand what is a variation first. Then you should know how to prepare the change control forms available in the process by yourself using the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Even you will learn in a way how to prepare the final completed change control documents, which is even many quantity surveyors, staying in the construction industry more than 10 years, 15 years, they don't know, but we are going to train you. That's how we say it. It's going to bring some impact in your knowledge and the experience. Therefore, you should understand the impact of the variation and how to do it properly, because variation don't come alone. If the variations are introduced, they have the shadow that is climb. So there's a climb for any variations. You can't say variation is only alone. No, variation have the climb impact. Many quantities we don't know. Okay. And another thing is definition of the variation. Many people thinking variation means same for all procurement route. Absolutely not. Because the variation, the way of handling the variation will differ from type of contract to type of contract. Many people don't know what is the type of contract itself, right? It is a payment mechanism. Many variation process will change based on the form of contract, which is condition of contract. We have the red book from the FIDIC, we have the yellow book, we have the silver. Like there are so many uh, form of contract available in the FIDIC. They are the many quantity survey don't know how to use them. Definitely, the way of changing, handling the variation is different between the procurement route, type of contract, and the form of contract. So in our training, we want to give a proper, a solid knowledge and the experience that you can handle the variation yourself without any interruption.
Payment process, which is another very vast area, because this will travel when the post contract begins. Okay, once the contract is awarded, and then and there immediately the payment processes will start to begin. So until the handing over, and after that even up to the defect liability period finishes, also we have a payment for final payment. I will quickly brief you what we are going to train you under the payment process. Moving on to a payment process, whenever you are engaged in any projects, it's very important for you to understand what is the conditions of contract you are following in the project. You may heard about FIDIC conditions of contract, which is a standard one. Sometimes in your project you may have any different types of B scope conditions of contract. Okay, so no worries about this one. So you will get to know what is the condition of contract for your project. Accordingly, the payment mechanism slightly varies among their standards. For example, you can see there are 15 subheadings I have mentioned. So I'll quick brief you in our training how these things are incorporated. The very first payment, for example, is in the construction is advance payment. You may heard about this one, right? This is an interest-free loan. So how this advance payment is dealt with? Okay, so we will prepare, okay, how to ask the advance payment, interim payment application. We call that. A contractor should ask the client, give me the advance payment. So he can't verbally come and ask. Okay, so there's a document we call interim payment application. He has to produce that. So I will teach you, train you how to prepare that first. Okay, that's the first payment is done. We call advance payment. So what are the requirements to complete the advance payment? Yes, there are so many requirements we have to incorporate it with that. Okay, then once I pay you advance payment, the next payment is progress payments. We call interim payment applications. Once you submit every month, you do the work and you are claiming the money. For example, you are doing the works for the month of November, so you have to ask the money, right? Then the month of December, you have to ask the money again. So how you are going to ask the money? Through IPA, interim payment application. Once you ask the money, then as a consultant, I have to certify. The engineer has to issue interim payment certificate. You ask me 2 million, so I have to give you 2 million. So I can't blindly give you the amount, right? I have to verify. I have to check your payments. Then I have to prepare an interim payment certificate. In the training, we will practically prepare the interim payment certificates. Then you will understand what is the content of that, following the standard conditions of contract. For example, it is associated with number of items: original scope of work, variations, claims, material on site, material off sites, and there are things called deduction for retention, advance recovery, and wet applicability, and current amount to be paid for you. There are so many things in the interim payment application. Okay, this is associated with number of documents. Okay, this is one of the biggest document every month the contractor to produce to claim the money, and as a consultant we have to certify that. So you will do parallelly with us how to do the certification. Okay, let's assume the project is 12 months. So once the 12 month is completed, there's a thing called completion takeover certificate. Someone will call completion certificate, but the standard term, we will issue takeover certificate. Now, once the taking over certificate is issued, within 84 days normally, you have to prepare a statement at completion. So it is the completion statement after the issuance of takeover certificate. That is also another important document. Many of the practitioners doesn't know even the content of statement of completion. So we will practically do what is a statement at completion. Okay, once you are doing with that statement at completion, then there is a final document we call final account, or we can say final payment. Most of your interviews, okay, most of the interviews, these items are tested. Especially there may be several questions of variation. Do you know variations? How to prepare the variation? What are the components of variation? How will you do that? Like that. Do you know payments? How to do the advance payment? How to do the interim payment application? How to prepare the interim payment certificate? How will you do the statement at completion? Have you ever involved in final account? That is one of the hectic tasks. You know, after final account, everything is closed, right? We are not dealing with $1 or $2. It's a millions and billion-dollar projects. Yeah, so you need to be very accountable on those things. So we will do a collaborative session. It's a two-way communication. Okay, we will train you how to do that. Simultaneously, we need your fullest cooperation. If we give you tasks, you immediately do that with us. And there are so many things, again, we will discuss. There are so many interim payments, means there are time intervals when you have to submit the interim payment certificate, then within how many days the payment certificate has to be certified, then finally, you know, the employer will make the payment to the contractor when. So there are so many sequences simultaneously for interim payments as well as the final payment. So the final payment, we have different segments. Contractor needs to prepare the draft statement, then finally the final statement, then the engineer issue the final payment certificate, and after that employer makes the payment. Okay, so each and every stages are very, very important to understand how we are going to deal with this. And before that, quickly tell you in a nutshell, you know, the taking over certificate. Taking over certificate is issue of taking over certificate. Once the project is completed, okay, yes, if you complete any program or degree, we are giving you certificate, right? Like that, you handed over the project, so they will release you takeover certificate. So if the takeover certificate is completed, there is another payment you have to deal with, the thing called statement at completion. So once the takeover certificate is done, issued, immediately the defects notification period begins. Okay, that's a very important part. So once a defect notification, normally for a project, say 365 days or whatever the days mentioned in your contract. After that defects notification period, okay, we will be releasing performance certificate. We will be releasing a performance certificate. So you will see what is performance certificate. Thereafter the performance certificate, your final account starts. Many of the people have a confusion. Statement at completion and the final accounts are same. No, those are completely different ones. So nothing to worry about these things. You will learn, we will train you how to make the advance payment, how to make the interim payment, how to produce a statement at completion, and finally, how to produce the final payment certificate. Okay, and finally, the amount will be credited to the contractors. Thereafter, there is no more business. So this is a very vast area, but however, we will do these things practically because this is absolutely important for your daily works. You need to, we need accuracy. Now you will understand. Now you will understand how this module is crafted. We have started with professional English, move on to the mathematics, you know, then the fundamentals of surveying. We have Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoints. Then we move to modules, civil, MEP, tendering, variations, payments. See the chronological order. So if you are following the order, then you will understand the worth of that. So if you have competent knowledge on all these aspects, as a fresher, you will be definitely having a wonderful life ahead in the industry. It will be a great start for you. It will be a great start for you.
What is the impact what we have seen throughout the training practically? We have seen the confidence with the candidate is developed to a greater level than what they were initially before they joined the training. Second, many people face a lot of interview where they say they had very successful with the experience they have gained throughout this training that landed in a good job, and also the one who practicing already, they feel much comfortable after training. Ultimately, it gives them the good salary hikes. So professional growth is very important when come to a. There are so many qualifications what we can see nowadays. It doesn't give any benefit, but this training practically sharing our professional experience, which we have gained so far throughout the years and years, that have a significant impact. And so on someone, professional life is our great happiness.
Also, a QS4QS certificate, that's another important part, because we as fellow members of RSEs, we didn't got these achievements within a 1 day or 2 day over the night, right? It's about the 2 decades of a big journey, okay, altogether, myself and Mr. Maras. So in these cases, QS4QS has a reputation in the industry, since we guys are in the Middle East. So if you see if you ask anyone else, so QS4QS is it's a very well reputed firm. So everybody knows that because we have several thousands of candidates practice with us. So therefore, our certificate is not just another qualification, okay? So you'll be the winner of the competitive market for sure. So your professional recognition, it's very important. So once you go there, so you'll be getting easy levels of, you can quickly jump into the ladders because of you have a very strong connection, very strong confidence in your job. You have a very strong knowledge and very strong skills Okay, so you can able to challenge and survive in this competition. So you will be keeping an updated professional consistently with shining colors. So these are the positive impacts of attending to this program. End of the day, you will receive.
Another fact is there are so many quantity surveyor entering to the industry every day, every year. Let's say fresh graduates are coming on. Let's say the new professionals. There are so many professionals. They are changing their career to the quantity surveying. So rather than just having as an ordinary QS experience, gaining our experience that's going to accelerate your career progress. So when come to the IQS training, we have a solid message for you that we want to give back our knowledge and the experience to the young generation that can bring a very strong professional quantity service that can safeguard the industry needs.
Yes. So you can see it's a unique training. Like it's a unique training because it is crafted by us. So the ultimate goal is to produce the best product. That's the thing. We never compromise the quality for any reason. Okay. So you can now understand what is IQS, integrated quantity surveying, is, and why it is designed, and to whom it is designed, and whom else can be benefited from this. So I hope everybody got a clear understanding about this particular training, integrated quantity surveying.
With that, thank you for attending today's session, and we will see you in upcoming trainings. If anyone want to enroll this training, you can reach us through this WhatsApp number given here. And also, if you have any question to discuss with us technically, you are welcome to talk to us through this same given number. And once again, we want to thank you all for your patience and participation and listening this training.
You may be a fresher, okay, but because of the module IQS training is crafted based on, you can see the weightage of the course, right? Because it is, to be honest with all of you, because we both sit together and think what things will sharp the fresher's knowledge. You know, we also came like that as a fresher, right? We faced several difficulties. There is no one proper one to guide us. So we learned by ourselves. Someone guided us. So we have everything. So based on that, now we crafted this. These modules will brings back a fresher to feel like an experienced guy, like at least a 4 or 5 years experience in the industry. Understand now? So we are here to share our academic as well as a professional knowledge to the younger generation. So you will definitely feel confident in you. I can assure that. Yeah. After completing of this particular training, you will feel the confidence and comfortness in you. Yes. Why can't I apply for the jobs, and why can't I shine in the industry? That is the ultimate motto of this particular training, guys.
Okay, so thank you for attending today's session, and we want all of you to be part of our QS4QS team, and we will build a better future for all the quantity surveyor. So with that, see you all with the next training.